divided by y to the exponent 3. So another way of writing that is x to the exponent 3 divided by y to the exponent 3. So these are rules that I can use. So when simplifying, we try to use these rules to simplify. One more. What about if I have x to the exponent 5 divided by x to the exponent 2? How can I simplify that? That's another rule that I want to use. How can I simplify that? That would be x to the exponent 5 minus 2, which is x to the exponent 3. So if I divide, I subtract the exponents. So we have to remember these rules. And then we try to simplify this expression. Okay, so one more time. Let me just write
ยกกำลังเขียนว่าไงนะอ่านว่าอะไร exponent
Okay, so this is our question. So first, let's look at this part. So the first thing to do in this case would be to separate each one of these terms with the exponent. So that would be 3 to the exponent 3 times y to the negative 3 to the exponent 3 times x to the exponent 2 all to the exponent 3. So that would be what? That would be 3 to the exponent 3 is what? 3 times 3 times 3.
27.
27. Very good. What about this one? Y to the negative 3 all to the exponent 3 is what? Y to the negative 9. Good. So negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. What about this one? X to the exponent 2 to the exponent 3 is x to the exponent 6. Good. So the first part looks like this. What about the second part? This would be 2 to the negative 2 times y to the exponent 2 to the exponent negative. So what do we have here? 2 to the exponent negative 2 is 1. Again? 2 to the exponent negative 2.
1 divided divided by 2.
Not 1 divided by 2. No, 1 divided by
So x to
4, right? 2 to the exponent 2. So this is 1 divided by 4, right? And then y to the negative, y to the exponent 2 to the negative 2. Again, we multiply the exponents. 2 times negative 2 gives you y to the exponent negative 4, right? Which is the same thing as 1 divided by y. That's y to the negative 4. 1 over y to 4. So that's the second. And what about the third one? In this case, we have x divided by y to the exponent negative 3. Negative 3. So if we have a negative exponent, it is 1 divided by that. So one way we could write it is like that. 1 divided by, and then x divided by y to the exponent of 3. And that then can be written as y to the exponent 3 divided by x to the exponent 3. We just switch the fraction. So we have 3 terms multiplied together. So let's write that. 27y to the negative 9 times x to the exponent 6 times y to the exponent 3. Those are all the terms on the top. And on the bottom, we have 4 times y to the exponent 4 times x to the exponent 3. Right? This times this times this. Well, so what else can we do to simplify? What about y to the negative 9 times y to the exponent 3? Well, what would that be?
Y negative 9. Y is
Negative 9 plus 3 is
negative 6.
negative 6. Alright, so what else? The x's simplify, right? So what would the x's simplify to? X to the exponent 6 divided by x to the exponent 3 gives you 1.
3.
X to the exponent 3. Good. 6 minus 3 is 3. And then the last thing is the y's. So 27, and then what would it be?
4.
Y to the negative 6 minus 4, right? Because we're dividing. So negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. So that means that the simplification would be that. understand? Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. Y to the power negative 10 is 1 over y to the power 10.
ทำไมลบไม่นับครับเข้าใจปะ
You understand or not?
y minus 6
Okay?
plus
From here. So this part is okay, right? Okay. So from here, we have y to the negative 6
Yes.
divided by y to the 4 is y to the negative 6 minus 4,
of 10
because we're dividing, which is y to the negative 10,
yes
which is 1 over y to the 10.
เข้าใจปะ
ทำเลขให้ติดลบ
yes
Right?
thank you
แค่นั้นแหละ
So that would be as far as we could go. That's as simple as we can make it.
6 y 4 divided by y equals 10
All right? Understand?
Okay.
Good. All right. What's next?
Yeah. Factorize.
Factorize. The next question. All right. All right.
คำถามคือคำเลย
this is 27
So question 3
x
says
exponent
to
3 ไปเดี๋ยว
factorize
มีไว้
ตอนนี้รายยาว
เราอยากให้อธิบายว่าจะทำให้
แล้วเศษส่วนนี่ไหนอะ
So we have
ช่วยอธิบาย
เราเลยบอกให้
2x squared plus 5x
บายที่
minus
จะอธิบายยังไง
อะไรมันเป็นยังไง
จ้าเศษส่วน
So
อธิบาย
when
เขียน
we
ไง
factorize,
เขียนไงเขียนเป็นปะ
we have to write this
ก็อันนี้
expression
พูดว่าอธิบาย
in
อธิบาย
two parts, like this. That's what
Okay.
factorizing means.
dy b
เนี่ยเหรอ
นั่นเป็น dy แล้วก็เดือดว่าเดือด
So in this case, we have 2x squared.
เนี่ย
So when we multiply
อ่านว่าไง
two
dy
x's,
dy ไง
we have to get 2x
ดีวาย
squared.
บาย
So in this case, the only way we can write the first terms would be 2x and x. Because when you multiply those, it is 2x squared. Then we have to look at the factors of 42. So what are the factors of 42? Could be 42 times 1.
4
What else?
7 7
21 times 2. Anything else?
14 times 3
14 times 3. Okay, good.
7 times 6
7 times 6. So one of those pairs has to go here. And when we multiply it out, we have to get 5x in the end. So what is it going to be? What would you like to try? Let's try one and see whether it works. What do you think the answer would be? Which of these 4 factors, which pairs are we going to use in here? Can you guess?
หรือว่า
What would you think?
6
How about 6 and 7? So you want to put 6 and 7. We'll try that, okay? So 6 times 7 is 42. That's
Yes.
correct. But what about the rest? 2x times 7
นั่นต้องสลับ
is
สลับค่าสลับไม่เท่ากัน
14x. and then 6 times x is 6x. Can that possibly make 5 when you've added it together?
No.
Can't, right?
Yes.
So what's wrong? What about, okay, swap. So to make that 7 and 6, 2x times 6 is 12x, and then 7 times x, 7x. Well, it would seem that we can make 5. Because 12 minus 7 is 5. So maybe this is correct. Do we want plus or minus? Remember that we have negative 42. So these two signs, one must be positive, one must be negative, because we have negative 42. So which one is which? We want plus here or minus? Plus, okay? And minus, right? So the answer that we think is correct is that answer. So let's just check that we got it right. We can check.
2
So 2x times x,
2x ไปคูณ7หรอ
2x squared, so that's correct.
ได้เท่าไหร่14
2x
ได้
times
12
negative
คูณผิด
6
ปะ
is negative 12x plus 7 times x, 7x plus 7 times negative 6 is negative 42. So that's 2x squared minus 5x minus 42. Correct or not? Not quite, right? Because we've got negative 5x, whereas we want positive 5x. So what's wrong? Swap again. All right, so our next try is that. So always check whether you have the correct answer. So let's check one more
เป็น
time.
เรื่องที่ท้าย
So 2x squared plus 12x minus 7x minus 42 is indeed the correct answer. So this one here is the correct factorization. Okay. What about the next one? You think about that for a minute. Think about the possibilities. All right, what possibilities do we have? This one is a little bit more difficult because the 12x squared, you could write that many different ways.
2x
So we have to look at all the possibilities and see if we can find one that works. So, first of all, the factors of 12 would be what? 12 times 1, 6 times 2, or 4 times 3. So that's one consideration. And the factors of 10, 10 times 1, or 5 times 2. So these are possibilities to consider. Okay, let's try first. 12x and x. could that work? So 12x times x is 12x squared. That's mine. What could go in these other two positions? In this case?
ไหนวะงงเลย
All right. Well, that seems as if it might work, right? 10 and 1.
เช่นนั้น
So we have minus 10. So one of these has got to be plus and one minus, right? And when added up, we want plus 2x. So in this case, 12x times 1 is 12x. 10 times x is 10x. And we want 2x. So the 12 has to be the plus, the bigger one. So I think that what we want is minus
เช่น
plus. So let's check. 12x times x is 12x squared. 12x times 1 is 12x. Minus 10 times x is minus 10x. And then minus 10 times plus 1 is minus 10. So it seems that we have the right factorization. So with factorization, you have to think a little bit. You have to work it out.
มีผมไม่รู้เนี่ยผู้ชายไม่คงจะสั่งมาหาจะสั่งผู้ชาย
All right?
เดี๋ยว
ไม่ใช่
Okay, what else?
อันนี้ถึง
Next one?
อะไรก็ out
Which one?
อันไหนอีกโอ้ว้าว
Anyone? Just say one. Say a question.
slope C
Slope. All right?
C
C. Oh, so 13C. Is that right? Which one are you pointing to? Oh, solve. I'm sorry. I thought you said slope. All right. Solve. Yes, yes.
อ๋อไม่ใช่สาโลโซ่
กูผิดกูผิด
All right.
เขาบอกเขาผิดเองเขาผิด
So the question is minus 3x plus 20 equals
โซ
minus
โซ
5
ไปซึ่ง
times x minus 10. Right? That's the question. All right. So we have to solve this equation. So what that means is we're trying to write it as x equals something. That's what we're trying to do. That's what solving means.
x 5x
So the first thing we should do is to eliminate the brackets, the parentheses. So the first step, so negative 5 times x is negative 5x, right? What about the next one? Negative 5 times negative 10 is
50
what?
50 ใช่ไหม
Plus or minus? Plus, right. So negative negative 5 times negative 10 is plus 50. Right? Okay. Then we want the x on this side, on the left-hand side. So how do I get rid of the negative 5x over here? What do I do next? I want to eliminate the negative 5x. And remember that with an equation,
minus 5x
I do the same thing to the left and the right side of the
or
equation.
minus
I
5x.
can do anything as long as I do the same thing to both sides. So I'm going to say that I want to add 5x to the right. So if I add 5x, it cancels with this one. But if I add 5x to the right, so I've got to add 5x to the middle. Do you understand that step?
Yes.
All right, so if I do that, negative 3 plus 5 is what? Negative 3x plus 5x is not negative 2. No. 2. So 2x plus 20, and then the negative 5x plus 5x cancels.
50.
So I get left with 50. Then I've got the 20 over here that I want to cancel out. So what do I have to do?
Move
Minus 20. Good.
minus 20
So I subtract 20 here,
แล้ว move ไม่ได้เหรอ
means that I've got to
ย้ายไม่ได้เหรอ
subtract
เป็นลบ
20
50
over here,
อ๋อ
so that it balances, right?
ใช่ปะ
So the 20 and 20 cancel.
ได้เหรอ
50 minus 20 is 30.
First
And then how do I get x on its own? What do I have to do? One more step.
30 divided by 2
Divide by 2. Right, so I divide this side by 2. So I've got to divide that side by 2.
15
So on the left, I get x. On the right,
15
I get 15. So x is 15. When you solve, how can we check our answer?
you can check out
And how can we check that our answer is correct?
15
So our answer is x equals 15. That's what we think the answer is, right? Well, we can check by just seeing if it's correct when we put 15 in here instead of x. So our equation is that. So let's see if 15 actually works. Is it equal?
20 that's fine
Because that should be equal if 15 is the answer. So negative 3 times 15 is? Negative 45 plus 20. So negative 5 times 15 is negative 75. Negative 5 times negative 10 is plus 50. So negative 45 plus 20 is?
Negative 25.
25. Negative 75 plus 50 is also negative 25. So that means our answer is correct.
ต้องเป็น
So when we solve, we can just check that our answer is the correct answer. Okay?
you check out check out confirm
Okay.
อันนี้นี่แค่5นาทีแล้วก็เอาไปฝังไว้ได้ให้ก็คำตอบเราเป็น
What about
กราฟิก
if I ask you to solve by using the quadratic formula? Now, many got this wrong in the exam.
ที่สุดเลย
So, no. Negative 2x squared minus 9x minus 18 equals 0. So, what is the quadratic formula? What is the quadratic formula? You know?
ไม่รู้
Anybody?
รู้ป่ะ
เล่นไหม
So minus b, right? Plus or minus
เนี่ยเป็นไงล่ะเด็ด
square root of
บี
b squared minus
ต้องมันเขารู้ใจอ่านเนี่ยอ่านถามปุ๊บมาปั๊บเลยไหม
divided by what?
เอ
2a. Good. Now, all you have to do is find the value of a, b, and c in this equation. That's all you have to do. So in this equation, what are they? A is what?
X
Not x. No.
เนกาทีฟกว่า
See, A, B, and C are, well, there's a name given. These are called coefficients. So basically, a coefficient is just a number. So x squared is multiplied by a certain number in this equation. So what number is x squared multiplied by? Someone said it just now. What is a in this case? A is
อ๋อ
negative 1. That is the coefficient of x squared. You
อาจารย์ต้อง
understand?
จำสูตรอย่างนี้ให้ป่ะ
See, negative x squared is the same thing as negative 1 times x squared. So this then is a in this expression.
อาจารย์ต้องจำสูตรอย่างนี้อ่ะ
จำไม่จำ
Right?
yes
So what is b?
เนกาทีฟ
Negative 9. Alright? And what is c?
เนกาทีฟเอกดี
Negative 18. That's right.
เข้าใจนะ
So
กราฟ
if you can work out what a, b, and c are,
เราคนเก่ง
all you have to do is evaluate this formula. So what do we get? Negative b is
พยายามตอบ
negative
เตอร์ได้ไง
negative 9.
negative 9 c negative x
Right? Yes or no?
ทำเป็น
Plus or
เขา
minus
เริ่มตี
เข้าสูตรได้ไหม
square root
แข่งได้แล้ว
b squared is negative 9 squared minus 4. A is negative 1. C is negative 18. Right? Divided by 2 times negative 1. So what do we have? What is minus negative 9? 9. Good. Plus or minus. What is negative 9 to the exponent 2?
81.
81. Good. Then we've got negative 4 times negative 1 times negative 18. So negative 1 times negative 18 is?
18.
It's 18. Okay, let's do it bit by bit. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Right? So we have 9 plus or minus the square root of 81. Now then, negative 4 times 18 is?
72.
So that's minus 72 divided by minus 2. So we have 9 plus or minus the square root of 81 minus 72. That's quite good, right? The square root of 9 works out very well. Divided by negative 2. And the square root of 9 is? 3. Good. So we have 9 plus or minus 3 divided by negative 2. All right? So 9 plus 3 is 12 over negative 2. And 9 minus 3 is 6 over negative 2. So that gives you negative 6, negative 3. So these are the two answers to this. Anything you don't understand about it? Any questions? No?
นี่ส่งคำตอบวะ
Okay, let me ask you then, if you were asked, the second question is 2x squared minus 17x
อาจารย์แล้วติดลบตรงนี้หายไปได้ไง ติดลบตรงนี้
equals 0.
ลบคูณลบได้บวก แล้วก็เอา1ไปหารต่อ แล้วลบ1หายไปไหน
ก็ลบ1คูณ2แล้วกับลบ2
So if that's the quadratic formula, write the numbers in there. The values of A, B, and C. So A, in this case, is what? A would be 2, good. B is
negative
7
negative 17, good. And C is
negative 30.
negative 30. Right. So I won't do the whole thing, but what we would have to solve would be that. So you would then work through that calculation. Okay? All right.
บวกเจอกันไปเลย
What's next?
ด้วย
เอาดิ
What other questions do you have? Any other questions?
อืม
Oh, do you want me to evaluate this? You want me to do this one?
อะไรนะ
Yes or no?
อ๋อให้ทำต่อ
Yes.
not sure
Not sure. But you can do it, right? It's just a calculation. I mean, it's very easy. So this is 17. What is negative 17 to the power, to the exponent of 2?
sure
What is that?
ก็ sure
Can you calculate it?
อะไรวะ
Someone must have a calculator, right? On your...
cái con thứ này là không bị
What is negative 17 to the exponent of 2?
7
Can anyone tell me?
200เหรอ200 17คูณ17ใช่ปะ
17
289
เฮ้ยชัวร์
289.
เฮ้ย
Okay?
ชัวร์
And then 4 times 2 is 8 times 30 is 240, right? Is it plus or minus 240? Plus or minus?
ฮะ
Minus
ทำไงวะ
minus is
เป็นไง
plus
plus. So it's that, right?
ชูอะไรนะ240มา
So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 30 is 240. Right?
สาม
But we have minus and minus makes it a plus. Right? Divided by 4. So this is 17 plus or minus the square root of
อธิบายเอาไหม
what is
อธิบายไหม
289.
teacher
Yes, sorry.
describe
Yeah.
400 240 มาอะไรอ่ะ from where ล่ะ
240.
yes
again
Um,
ได้
so 4 times, this is 4 times 2 times 30. Right? So 4 times 2 is 8.
เอก
8 times 30,
negative
อ๋อ
240
200ใช่ไหม200
240.
negative
But it's...
negative C negative
Okay, so we've got... So we have that, right?
240ใช่ปะเข้าใจ
So
ปะ
that's negative 8
จะตายกับเครื่องหมาย
times
ใช่
negative 30,
อ่า
which is plus 240,
อ๋อ yes
right?
yes
Okay, so
มึน
289
สู่เข้าใจปะ
plus
จบตึ้ง
240 is
โอ้
is what?
โอ้
529, right? Divided by 4. What is the square root of 529? Can you calculate on a calculator?
เกิด square root square root
What is it?
เท่าไหร่นะ
23
23. Good.
so
อะไรคูณกัน
17
4ครั้ง
plus
ไม่ใช่อะไร
23
ยกกำลัง
is
2แล้วใน
40.
ตัวในช่อง
Divided by
ใน
4.
รูทอะ
17
4คืออะไร
minus
คือมาหันข้างหลังที่หลัง
23
ไอซีให้ผลอ๋อไม่ใช่นี่หว่า
เกี่ยวไปเกี่ยวเลยอัพเลย
ตายแล้วกู
So the two answers are 10 and negative
และยังคิดยังไงบวกลบ
ก็คือคิดค่าบวกก่อนเอา17บวก23หาร4แล้วก็เอา17ลบ23หาร4ชัวร์ใช่ไหม เข้าใจอ่ะ
Understand?
yes
เข้าใจสแควร์รูทไหมให้เขาอธิบายไหม Teacher
one more
can describe how to square root thing square root
How to find the square root?
yes
That's very difficult.
บอกให้กดแค่ที่เลข
Have you tried the assignment? Assignment 3?
Assignment.
Simon T
ก็ให้เราทำแบบนั้น
There really is not an easy way, actually. It is not easy.
ไม่มีทางไม่มี
There's no immediate way you can do it. Really, you just have, if you don't have a calculator, you have to just try numbers. So,
คีย์ที่เขา
roughly, we know that 400, the square root of 400 is 20. So this must be a little bit higher than 20. So you have to just try. There's no immediate answer. Sorry. There's not an easy way of doing it. You really have to use your calculator.
โอเคเขาให้ใช้เครื่องคิดเลขสรุป
ต้องการเครื่องที่เลขเข้าสอบไม่ได้
All right. Any
เอ
other
อ
questions?
ใช่
โอ้ไม่มีอันเดียว
อย่างเงี้ย
Yes. All right. Which other one?
ลิมิต
Limit?
เรียนเข้าใจแล้วไหนลิมิตได้ลิมิตไม่มี
Which one from here? Can you pick one? It's on the back as well.
slope line
Slope. All right. So
Slope
that,
line.
so number 9. All right.
ซึ่งก่อนนะต้องมีอันนี้
เฮ้ยอันนี้ง่าย
ซึ่งเป็น
So question 9 actually question 9 it is the shortest question on the whole exam. Remember that if you have an equation in this form where m and b are just numbers, then what does m represent? M is the what? If we have an equation y equals mx plus b, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So in question 9 on the exam, y equals 2x plus 10, the equation is already in this form. So we can just read the slope. So what is the slope in this equation?
2
2.
จบเลยจบเลยจบ
The
ไหม
slope is 2.
จบไหม
It's here. Y equals mx plus b. So that form, this equation is in that form already. So the number that comes before x is the slope. Therefore, the slope in this case is 2. So what about if I said,
ก็เป็น3ดูสิอ่ะตีลูกเองอันนี้หน่อยดูสิ
what about if I had an equation of y equals 8x minus 10? What is the slope of this equation? 8. Very good.
เข้าใจอ่ะ
What about if I had y equals
ถ้าเราสอนในบ้านเนี่ย
negative
ตำแหน่ง
3x
ไม่รู้อ่ะครับ
x คือค่า
plus
ตัว
5?
b ก็คือตัวเลข b คือ y เปอร์เซ็นต์เนี่ย
จบเลย
เนี่ยคือรู้เลยอ่ะ
What is the slope of this equation?
คืออะไรอ่ะ
อะไรวะ
ตอบเลย
เห็นลบเขียน
ไมนัส
ไม่น่าจี
Minus 3. Very good.
ได้หมดได้หมด
All right.
โอเค
So if the
ลงมา
equation
ได้เล
ถ้าคนถ้ามันถามว่า
is in that form, it's very easy.
แล้วต้องจำตัวมัน
What about, let me give you a different question. What about if we had
เนี่ยอะไรเงี้ยต้องย้ายค่าก่อน
What about if we had that one?
ย้ายทำไม
ย้าย2มาให้เพื่อน
What is the slope of this
แล้ว
equation?
ก็เท่ากับ10 divide by 2
Now, the thing to
เท่ากับ
realize
5ใช่ป่ะ
is the equation in this form. Yes or no? Is the equation in this
เป็น
form
ลิมิเตอร์
already?
จริง
It's not. It's not in that form because we have 2y. We want y equals something, but we have 2y in this case. So what do I have to do to this equation to get it into this form?
เท่งเหรอ
I have to divide both sides by 2. Right, so I can get y on its own. So then I would have y equals 5x plus 8. Then I've written that equation in the form that I want, in the correct form. Y equals something. So what is the slope of this equation? What is the slope?
ไฟ
5.
นี่อ่ะ
เฮ้ย
เอ๋แล้วเนี่ย
All right.
อินเตอร์เซ็ต
ไฟเปอร์เซ็นต์คืออะไรนี่คือตัว B ไม่ได้โจทย์ไม่ได้โจทย์
So in the same way, question 10
อ๋อ
gave you that equation, and again we were asked to find the slope. But what you have to do is you have to write the equation in that form. Y equals mx plus b.
10ตัวสุดท้าย
So we have to rewrite the equation so that it's in this form, and then we can read the slope. The slope is n. So what have I got to do to this equation to get it in this form? What's the first thing you would do?
ย้ายไปเอา
by 2 divided by 2
What about the 2x? Again, we can do anything we want, but we do the same thing to the left and the right side. Exactly the same thing, so that it balances.
ส่วน5
So I would say, first thing we do